Another bombshell has dropped, and this time, it's coming straight from the heart of Daystar television network. A new whistleblower, a guest who once appeared on Daystar's Ministry Now, hosted by Joni Lamb and Doug, has broken their silence. What they revealed isn't just disturbing, it's deeply troubling, especially for a platform that claims to represent Jesus Christ to the world. This anonymous individual, posting under the handle at now this 254 on X, poured out their experience in a now viral thread dated May 19, 2025. But this isn't just another online rant. It's a first-hand account of alleged slander, gossip, threats, cover-ups, and spiritual manipulation, all taking place behind the scenes of one of the world's most prominent Christian networks. And what makes it even more heartbreaking? This whistleblower came from a small ministry, a team of passionate believers with limited resources, who simply thought they were walking into a divine opportunity. Instead, they claimed they walked into a nightmare. The small ministry had just been invited to appear on Ministry Now, one of Daystar's most watched programs. For many, that would be a golden opportunity, millions of viewers, a chance to share the gospel, and a platform to shine God's light. But instead of a warm welcome, they say they stepped into something far darker. According to the whistleblower, Joni Lamb and Doug weren't focused on ministry or prayer. What was going on behind the scenes left them shaken. I was expecting God-fearing hosts, but instead I saw them trash-talking their own family, they wrote. They claim Joni and Doug spent considerable time off-camera mocking and slandering Joni's own son, Jonathan Lamb, and his wife Susie, as well as others in the Daystar circle. They just went on and on, the whistleblower shared. It was disturbing. They were gossiping about anyone who disagreed with them, like it was normal. The guest had no idea what kind of family drama was unfolding in front of them, but they sensed something was terribly wrong. And so they started digging. The whistleblower couldn't just ignore what they had seen, so they began researching Daystar's past. What they found left them speechless. As we all know about the Daystar scandal, but the whistleblower was unaware that Joni Lamb herself allegedly covered up a case of abuse involving her own granddaughter, who was reportedly abused by a Daystar staff member, a relative, between 2020 and 2021. This allegation was first brought to light by investigative journalist Julie Roys in late 2024. According to the report, Jonathan and Susie Lamb were fighting to bring the truth forward, but Joni and other Daystar executives tried to suppress the allegations. And when Jonathan refused to go along with their internal performance plan, he was fired from his role as vice president. Whistleblower got to know that Jonathan Lamb, Joni's own son, was reportedly fired for refusing to stay quiet about his daughter's alleged abuse. But the more the whistleblower researched, the more they saw a pattern of alleged intimidation, gaslighting, and damage control. This wasn't the first time someone had accused Daystar of retaliating against truth-tellers. After their disturbing experience on Ministry Now, the small ministry decided to back out of any future involvement with Daystar. But they didn't walk away quietly. They told a few trusted people what had happened. That's when things reportedly got scary. The whistleblower claims Daystar began threatening the ministry after word began to spread. They didn't provide specific details of the threats, but described feeling terrified and powerless. "We're just a small team. We don't have lawyers. We don't have a massive audience. And yet, they came after us." In a desperate attempt to protect their ministry and reputation, they launched what they called a cleanup campaign, an effort to minimize the fallout and avoid any further retaliation from Daystar. Still, they felt compelled to speak out. "There's too much darkness here," they wrote. "Too many people are getting hurt." The whistleblower's shocking thread didn't go unnoticed. Another user, CandyChond, chimed in, saying they had heard similar stories from a journalist they trusted. Even more striking, they shared their own personal connection. A friend of theirs had also appeared on Daystar and walked away with a deeply negative experience. She told me Joni is paranoid, aggressive, and always playing the victim. It's like she's her own worst enemy. Other users joined the conversation, sharing concerns about how Daystar had been operating in the shadows for far too long. And then, the most damning comment of all. This isn't just toxic leadership, this is spiritual abuse on a global platform. It's not just about gossip, it's about control. The whistleblower accuses Daystar of being part of what they call the charismatic industrial complex, a system where celebrity pastors and Christian media giants protect each other at all costs, gaslight their victims, and suppress dissent. They create a world where truth becomes blurred and loyalty replaces integrity. He whistleblower claims is exactly what Daystar does. For the small ministry, going public came at a painful cost. They faced backlash, fear, and uncertainty. But they also sparked a movement, one where people are finally asking hard questions about Daystar, about Christian media, and about the people who claim to speak for God. The whistleblower didn't just want to make noise, they wanted to warn others.
Romans 14:12 tells us, "So then, each of us will give an account of ourselves to God." This verse is a sobering reminder that no action is hidden from God's sight, and that every betrayal, every failure to protect the innocent will one day be answered for. What makes this situation even more heartbreaking is the cost to the most vulnerable. Amidst all the chaos, manipulation, and shifting allegiances, a little baby lamb, a child, is at the center of this storm. This innocent life is the one suffering the most, caught in a whirlwind of decisions made by those who should have been her protectors. Instead of standing for truth, some have chosen to cover up improper behavior, prioritizing power and control over the well-being of a child. And yet, in this darkness, Jonathan and Susie Lamb stand as a beacon of courage. They are not fighting for themselves anymore. They have long since set aside any ambitions tied to Daystar's succession plan. Their battle now is not for titles or control, it is for their child. As parents, as a father and mother, they are raising their voices against injustice and improper behavior from within their own family. They are not seeking personal gain or recognition. They are seeking justice for their little one, who has been so deeply wronged. Jonathan and Susie Lamb have shown the world what it means to stand firm in faith, even when it costs everything. They have shown that protecting the innocent and standing for truth is worth any sacrifice.